Please always follow the techniques and guidance given to you by benevolent spirits in the upper and lower worlds when you're doing shamanic journey work. It's much more powerful than following a technique, quote, by the book or by what you learn from a human teacher. Okay, so benevolent spirits are the ultimate authority in shamanic healing. If you receive guidance from power animal, spirit teacher, benevolent ancestor, or other spirit helper in the upper or lower world to do something differently than the way that I teach it, please, by all means, follow that guidance as long as you're sure that you're in the upper or lower world. This isn't about creating a hierarchy. This is about helping you access your direct connection to the spirit world safely and effectively. Okay? It's very important. Follow that guidance when you get it directly. Okay? That does not apply to spirits encountered in the middle world. Safely interacting with middle world spirits requires significant experience and discernment. It's helpful to remember that in the upper and lower worlds, every spirit being that one encounters must tell the truth, so you can safely ask for guidance and help in the upper and lower worlds. Allow the spirits to guide and teach you. So for example, you can ask a question like, are you my power animal? Or what am I to learn from this image that I'm seeing in my journey? The answer you receive will be truthful and accurate. You can also ask things about other people, like, what is the intention of this person in this situation, if you're not sure? And you'll get a good read on what's happening in your interpersonal life. Okay. The place where we have to refine our abilities when journeying to the upper and lower worlds is in our understanding of the spiritual communications that we receive to ensure that we don't misinterpret the message. Okay, understanding that which is being communicated to us from the spirit world requires that we continue to build and refine our personal language of spirit. Most of us weren't born into cultures and families that pass down an established language for communicating with the spirit world, right? Okay, it wasn't like mom and dad were telling you what happens in the spirit world. Far from it, right? Far from it. Didn't even exist. They probably lived, if your parents are like mine, they lived exclusively in physical flesh reality. All that other stuff was weirdo stuff. Okay. So we have to learn to develop and refine that ability and develop that language of communication for ourselves. Along with learning how to journey to the upper and lower world, learning the process of developing your personal language of spirit is one of the core objectives of my level 1 Fundamentals of Shamanism class. That's what we work on. That's one of the main things we work on in level 1. Learning how to develop that language of communication and understanding, and that way you can have faith in what you perceive. And please note that when we perceive, some of us are highly visual. You may see, quote, see, but other people are more feelers, like kinesthetic, or clairsentient. You just know, you get a knowing. And some people are highly auditory. They go in and they hear things in the spirit world. Most of us have a combination of more than one of those four, sometimes all four of those ways of receiving information. But you want to do a little self-reflection before we journey and ask yourself, what is the way that my intuition shows up? Am I kinesthetic? Am I visual? Am I auditory? Am I claircognizant? Because your journey most likely will mirror how your intuition works. And so if you're a kinesthetic person, don't torture yourself saying, I don't see anything when I journey. Okay, that's torture. You're not going to, because you're going to feel it. Okay, now in running classes for a good long while now with many, many groups, it always breaks down in my class where there's somebody who's like, I didn't see anything. I'm like, what did you feel? I just felt fur, but I'm not sure if I knew what it was. I'm like, well, go back there and ask the question, what am I feeling? And then they come back and they tell me exactly what it was. In the same class, there is somebody who is describing to me a visual that could be a Hollywood blockbuster movie with incredible visual detail. Okay, neither one is better. It's just the way we perceive. Okay, one isn't better than the other. In the beginning, the visual is a little easier to trust because as descendants of monkeys, if you believe that we were descendants of monkeys, um, our visual sight was needed to make sure that we weren't going to be eaten by a predator approaching on the plains, coming to our little hideout where our band of 40 or 60 monkeys was. Oh, there's a lion. We got to go. Okay, so that's why we're visually dominant as a species. Okay, but so it's easier to trust in the beginning when you get visuals in your journeys. However, it's not always useful in the end because sometimes we see a lot of visuals, but we don't know what they mean and we can misinterpret. So please don't torture yourself trying to get a vision if you're not a visual person. Go with your feelings, go with what you're hearing, go with what you're knowing. Okay, if that's the way that you naturally receive this type of information.